Hi, it's Bree here, the nurse, health coach, and founder of Hippy Dippy Mom. And thank you so much for joining me today. Today's topic is going to be all about artificial sweeteners. So, in our quest to really reduce our sugar intake, which should, in my opinion, be a priority for everybody, we come across a lot of products that contain artificial sweeteners. And one of the kind of big problems with packaged foods is that a lot of us tend to rely on the front of the package for the items that we're choosing. You know, we look for words like gluten-free, vegan, sugar-free, low-calorie, low-fat. And just really remember that the front of the package is all about marketing. So they kind of catch on, and they being like the marketers of these food companies, catch on and latch on to these keywords that kind of end up becoming a fad or become popular. And then they just kind of paste them all over the front of their packages. So, I mean, you'll even find water, bottled water that says gluten-free. Well, water never had gluten in it, but you think, oh, gluten-free, that's automatically better for me. So back to artificial sweeteners. In our quest to eliminate sugar or really reduce sugar from our diet, we look for things that say sugar-free. And what happens is that most of those products end up having artificial sweeteners in them. And most artificial sweeteners are actually way worse for us than actual sugar. So I'm just going to highlight three of, I think, the top worst artificial sweeteners today. So the first one would be aspartame. And we mainly know that one as Equal, the little blue packets. And it is known under other names, and it's in over 6,000 packaged products in grocery stores. It's in everything from toothpaste to sugar-free treats to cough syrup to sauces. I mean, everything in between. Over 6,000 products contain aspartame. It's linked to depression, cancer, migraines, autoimmune issues, ADD, and Alzheimer's, really just to name a few. And what happens with aspartame is that our body actually changes it into a formaldehyde. So we know formaldehyde is a carcinogen. So we need to stay away from aspartame or Equal. So you can look on the package, and we should actually really be reading the ingredients of all of the packages of the foods that we're buying. So you want to stay away from aspartame. The next one is sucralose. If you were to be using one of the little packages, artificial sweetener, that would be Splenda. But again, I mean, it's under other names and in tons and tons of products. It can cause GI problems. It can actually cause weight gain. And I know a lot of people look for, for example, a lot of these artificial sweeteners are in diet things. So if you're drinking diet soda and you think that you're, doing that to benefit your health, to benefit your weight, it's actually not. It's having way more harmful effects on your health than you'd probably even realize. It's also linked to headaches and seizures and much, much more. And manufacturers can actually claim that this product is natural because it did start out in a natural form. So that's something else that's very deceiving on labels, is that manufacturers can claim something as natural when it either started as something natural or, all the products together, at least 10% of those ingredients are natural. They can label it as a natural product, but Sucralose is anything but natural just because of all the processing and stuff that it went through. And it was actually discovered when scientists were trying to make a pesticide. For some reason, one of the scientists decided to lick his fingers after an experiment and noticed that it tasted really, really, really sweet. So then they kind of just changed routes with it and developed it into an artificial sweetener instead. But that just kind of tells you to the level of harm that that these things can cause. You know, we don't want to consume packets of pesticide, right? So the last one I'm going to talk about is saccharin. I think that this is probably one of the oldest artificial sweeteners because it's in the little packet. It's the Sweet and Low, and that's, you know, one of the first artificial sweeteners I remember seeing. I could totally be wrong that it's the first one, but I just remember seeing Sweet and Low first, and then all the different color packets coming years later. And Sweet and Low was actually discovered again with scientists, but this time they were messing with a coal tar derivative. So Sweet and Low comes from coal tar. Yeah, not very good. I don't know about you, but I don't want to consume anything that's related to coal tar. And again, it's found in probably thousands of products as well. Gum, toothpaste, low sugar or sugar-free candy and sweets and diet soda. It's actually found in infant formula. So pretty gross stuff. It can actually be found in medication and vitamins as well. Interestingly enough, the FDA wanted to ban saccharin back in the 70s, but the consumers didn't want to allow it. And they placed a warning on labels of foods that contained saccharin, but that was removed in the year 2000. So just another case again of where we have to be our own best advocate, and we really need to be aware of what we're putting into our bodies, and you must read the ingredients on labels. That is a must. Another kind of sad fact about saccharin is that it's made from an acid that's also used to make a metal corrosive. So, I mean, again, it's a chemical. These are all chemicals, and we just shouldn't be putting chemicals into our body. And saccharin is also linked to cancer, headaches, seizures, and more. I think that our goal to really reduce our sugar is awesome. And like I said, it should be a priority because sugar too is one of the biggest problems, one of the biggest things that harms our health. And so, you know, what are some artificial or some alternative sweeteners that you can be using? My favorite is monk fruit sweetener, and it's low glycemic, so it's not going to spike your blood sugar. And it's made from a lohan berry, so it is, you know, it does come from something natural. Stevia could be another option. I personally don't use it. I don't like the taste of it. It does kind of have that funky artificial sweetener taste to me. And you also have to be very careful with stevia products because some of the companies are mixing it with other things, with binders and fillers. So again, just read the label. And I will link to my favorite alternate sweetener and some recipes that you can use. I think that baking is one of my favorite things. I love sweets. So I can link to some recipes that use monk fruit sweetener and taste just as good as the junky stuff. So that's it for now. I will see you in the next video.